All right. So, what kind of, yeah, what kind of professional athlete would you be? If you could be any professional athlete, what kind and I guess what position? I think we agreed on earlier when we were writing these questions
You go
out.
first on this one.
So
Oh.
you go first.
Yeah.
Are you sure? I'm kind of undecided. So I think being a professional fighter would be just about the coolest job ever. Because think about the skills you have when you're a professional fighter. Like I'm talking like UFC. Um, you're super athletic. You're, I assume, in good shape, super good shape, depending on what division you fight in. And you can just beat anybody up anytime you wanted to. I mean, like, of course, most of them have like the discipline not to do that, but just knowing you have that in your back pocket, just if someone starts messing with me in a parking lot or at a bar, you know you're covered. So yeah, that being a fighter would be awesome. But I think I'm gonna choose NBA player because think about the most famous NBA players. They're almost like celebrities. Like I would put LeBron James and Kobe Bryant and Chris Bosh, all these super famous NBA players. They're on the same celebrity level as like Kanye West
Oh, yeah,
and
definitely.
Usher and Kim Kardashian and all these people. And I think that's pretty cool. So yeah, that's what I'd be. And if I was a basketball player, pretty short in real life, 5'9". But I'm assuming I would be able to
What?
take
I
over.
threw a monkey. Such crap. Okay.
I'm assuming I would be able to take over the body of a center. Is what I would want to play as.
I feel
Your turn.
like I'd want to be. I'd want to be a baseball player probably, and I'd want to either be a catcher or like a center fielder. And like the
Center
catcher
fielder.
because like that's what I do in real life, and the center fielder because like you always see those like highlight reels of them just like stealing the home runs and shit, and like doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, monkey.
Yeah. We're gonna want to get out of here. All right. So center fielder.
Yeah.
All right. Let me just look. Ooh. All right. So I was supposed to be thinking of an answer for this one. We kind of made these questions together, so this isn't the absolute first time we've heard these questions, but this is the first time we've really thought about most of these. So I'm gonna let Connor go first here, and I'll see if I can think of one. So if you had $10,000 to pull a prank, what would you do?
So
You said you had something in mind for this, so I'm gonna rely on you to carry me for the first half of this.
I've got a couple good ideas here.
Okay.
So I'd find someone with a really I'll give you both. I'd find someone with a really like cheap like kind of crappy home like a nothing against people who have these but like a factory built home. And I'd buy the exact same model, and I'd put one in like across the street from like the exact same model with the exact same like furnishing and stuff, and like I'd somehow like fix it so it has the exact same address, you know?
Okay.
Or I'd pay a homeless person.
Wait, where's the
For
prank in that? It's not a prank.
That's like, how much would that fuck with you if you lived on like a street all by yourself, and then the next day you found a house with the exact same like shit in it as yours,
I wouldn't
and
care.
like the guys there invited you in, and it had everything like identical to it. Also, I'd demolish their shitty home too.
That's creepy.
Or I'd pay a homeless person, or like an army of homeless people, to follow around like a specified person, and every time they park somewhere, surround their car with shopping carts
Okay, that would actually be pretty funny.
for like a year.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty great.
It'd be funny. Yeah, it'd be funny just have a group of homeless people just to follow some dude around. That'd be...
Yeah, and they just have like they'd be toting like 30 shopping carts that they stole, and they just like put them around this guy's like really nice car. Every time you park somewhere, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I actually kind of like that. So, my initial thought for this was a very elaborate Kool-Aid Man jump through a wall prank. And I can't think of anything better, so I'm just gonna go with that. I would get the frameworks for a Kool-Aid Man costume, and I'm gonna be legit on this. So it's gonna be made out of some sort of like nylon or plastic material, so I can actually fill this thing with red Kool-Aid. And I am going to take down part of a wall, poorly reconstruct it, and have the Kool-Aid Man jump through and say, "Oh yeah."
Would there been any set
Thoughts?
scenario you do that in, or just kind of whenever?
Somewhere inappropriate. Funeral, wedding. Yeah. You know, Grandpa Philip was a good man. Oh yeah. Something like that. Alright.
Where they were just like, you just find someone you hate and you wait till they die, and you're like, and you wait till somebody go to tell them like, I'm sorry to tell you, but Henrietta passed away today, and you just like hopped out of the wall like, oh yeah.
Henrietta.
Like right as they got the news.
Great name.
I'm bad, man.
No, I'm not judging. That's odd. I'm just saying, just came out of nowhere. Alright. Yeah, I'm not judging. I don't care. Alright. What is your favorite TV show of all time? And it's okay to have ties, because I have a tie. I've got like a 4-way tie here. Alright, so, first one. Avatar: The Last Airbender. Classic animated TV show right there. I think even on the IMDb, or IMBD, I don't know what it is, the movie reviewing website, it's got Avatar: The Last Airbender listed as the 12th best show of all time, which I completely agree with. Yeah, I'm telling you, that is a good show. Yeah, that's no joke. You need to watch it sometime, Connor. You'd probably like it. So that it's between that, Breaking Bad, which is everyone knows. I think on the IMDb list it's ranked number 1. For a good reason, of course. It's an amazing show. 3 would be Southland, which is it's a canceled TV show, unfortunately, about cops in Los Angeles, and it's not like you would expect, like those NCIS and Law and Order like crime shows. This is it just feels more real, and it's not really like a crime show as in like someone gets murdered at the beginning of the episode and the cops try to figure out who it is. It's different than that. It's almost like you're following police around in their day-to-day lives, and that's a good one. And I feel like I had another one. Did I have another one?
The Family Guy.
Oh yeah, either Family Guy or Drake and Josh. Both of those excellent TV shows. Family Guy, I could just watch that until my brain melted. Ooh, I'm about to die. Oh. Yeah. You go, Connor. What's yours? This is what I was asking.
Sorry, I'm like focusing here. My favorite, probably Walking Dead.
Good show.
Chicago PD.
Okay.
Do you ever watch that?
No, I know people who watch Chicago Fire, and aren't they like intertwined? Or sometimes they have like guest appearances by the characters. That's cool. I like that.
They're like Chicago PD and Chicago Fire. I count them as like one show, kinda. So it's basically like a 2-hour show every because they air at the same time. That like Chicago PD goes first and Chicago Fire, and they do it like chronologically. So like an event will happen in Chicago PD, and then that'll have like repercussions through like the Chicago Fire episode. That's
Okay.
pretty cool.
That is cool.
And and then Walking Dead, of course. Love Walking Dead.
Who doesn't?
I actually never watched a single episode of Breaking Bad, because I never got into it when it was like a big thing, and I didn't want to like. I feel like now if I watch an episode of it, I just feel like so stuck into it, I'd like binge watch the whole thing and just be like, what happened?
You would.
You know? And I don't want to do that. I feel like that would just like ruin my life. And
It would ruin a month of your life. Come on, just watch it.
and then that show Gang Related on Fox, that's pretty good. It's kind of like, it's basically what you described in Southland. It's actually literally what you described in Southland.
Alright.
It could pass like a Southland reboot. And then Love Tosh.0.
Use Tosh.0 is a good show.
And then Family Guy, of course.
Yeah, Family Guy, amazing show. Some people say it's going downhill, which in some ways it is, but I'm still loving it.
Yeah, I'm still into it.
It's been like 15 years. Yeah, still loving it. Hey, Connor, that show came out before you were born.
No, it came out.
1999.
What month did it come out?
I don't know. Wait, I thought you weren't alive for 1911 or not 1911. 9/11.
Oh, bro! I was like
How old
3
were
on
you?
9/11. Everybody
No,
knows.
you weren't.
I'm doing
You
that
were-
math horribly.
You're like
I was
5
2.
months old.
I was 2.
So I'm 3 years older than you, and I was 4, so you were 1. Well, I
Yeah,
guess it depends on like when the birthdays were, but yeah, I was 4 when 9/11 happened.
I was 2.
It's not possible.
Yeah, it is.
What year? When were you born?
Wait,
What year were you born in?
I was born
1999?
July 25th, 99. I was born in 99, so. Would that. Yeah, I was 2. I was 2, fuck you. 2.
Dang, how old was I? Anyways. Next question. How many kids do you want to have?
I want to have. I want to have. Probably. You go first.
That was
You go
dumb.
first for a second.
I want 2. 1 boy, 1 girl. Make the boy 2 years older than the girl to protect him from other boys. And bada bing, bada bang. There you go. The Joshua family. Wow, I just said my name.
I want to have 3, and I want to have 2 older brothers, like twins, and
Okay, so that's a little tough to that's a little tough to plan for there, unless you want a petri dish baby.
I want to have, or they can be like a year apart. I don't really care. But I want to have 2 older brothers that are, and then I want to have like the 1 younger sister, and then whenever like somebody tries to date younger sister, I want to have like the 2 brothers there, like with like baseball bats and shit, looking like really intimidating, and just making like really odd threats to the guy.
Way to copy my answer.
You
I'm
touch
just
my
kidding.
sister, my dick's gonna be in your ass, like stuff like that.
You can't say stuff like that here. It's inappropriate.
Beautiful quote.
Yeah. Anyways, this is the last question, by the way. What is one thing you love and hate, or what is one thing you love about America, and what is one thing you hate about America?
One thing I
Actually,
love...
it might be the same question. I think it is. Alright, so I think it's asking, like, what's something that you love about America, but you also hate about it, too? I can go first.
Yeah, you go first.
The people. Depending on where you are in the United States, There are people who will open the door for you, say yes and no, ma'am, yes sir and no sir. But there are some people who will just spit on you on the side of the street. It's a, I mean, I guess that's true everywhere you go, but it seems like there's a lot of nice people and there's a lot of mean people too. Just
My
depending on
favorite-
where
oh,
you go.
shit. Well,
You
my
can go
favorite
and answer that.
thing is probably the fact that we're like, fuck yeah, America, and we just kind of like police the world. That's kind of my
Ooh.
favorite, and that's kind of like the thing I hate too.
Ooh, that's a good point. I like that we have a huge military, but like taxes wise, we have a huge military.
Well, yeah, I like it. I
We're,
like that we have a
we're
huge
paying
military.
for a huge military.
I like that we have a huge military, because like no one's gonna mess with us. But we feel the need to like have like a pissing contest with our huge military and just kind of like
Yeah.
be like
Yes, we do.
and just like drop bombs on shit. You know, it's awesome that we can do that, but it's bad that we can do that too. You know?